Create the broadcast. Start recording, yeah. All right, we are on, and I'm gonna check my channel real quick, if I could find it. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Recording, yeah. Okay, yep, there it is. All right, cool. So hello there, internet land. We are now prepared.
Falco and the Frog. Falco and the Frog.
Oh no.
One is a genius, the other's a dumb mass.
Did you come up with that all by yourself?
I came out with it like literally 10 seconds ago.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is me, Captain Falco, and that is the Froggo. He's down there,
Yep,
and we're the only two here this time, but like it's fine.
just the two of us.
I don't think we can get there if we try, but
Oh. Well, at least
let's just
at
give
least
up.
there was at least there was effort.
But yeah. So the Oscars happened recently, and nobody cared. Uh, that's how. Well, I should say nobody should care. That's the way I feel about the Oscars, at least.
I need to I thought I caught up on my movies last year, but I guess not.
Well, there's like we're gonna put in movies no one's heard of, and we're gonna put in movies that maybe have a following somewhere in some no-name country.
I
Like,
mean
all right.
to be very fair, not many people talked about Parasite before it was in the Oscars, and
True.
apparently I've heard that's a really great movie from everyone I trust.
Well,
So, uh,
I guess it's a double-edged sword, but it's sort of like, but in a different way, because there are like movies that people are gonna check out. Like, oh, look at that! It's a movie about this from this director. Let's go check it out, see if it's good. And
yeah,
then
like
there's like Emila Perez that was gonna sweep until all that controversy started up around it. And then they're like, nah, we're actually gonna diversify our like awards. Like, and by the way, it got leaked that they didn't even watch uh Dune 2 because they thought it was boring. So they thought the first one was
oh,
boring.
that's, fuck off. Are
Oh, not only did they
you
think the first
serious?
one was
Are you?
boring, the other excuse was, well, the guy already has awards. Like, like, oh my
Is
gosh.
that actually true? Is
Yes,
there
it's
a source?
true.
What source did you get?
Uh, well, I heard it off the real BBC, so, but that's like, but I do
Okay,
know for a fact, I do know for a fact that it is, this has been a thing for a while. They don't watch every movie, and they still vote on them. Like that's an
I,
actual fact.
I'm, I'm gonna hold out a little faith that they actually did watch the fucking movie. But if they didn't, then holy shit.
Oh, this has been a thing for a while, where they don't watch movies and they still vote on them. Like,
It's your
because
fucking
you don't have to
job.
watch the movie to feel like it could have cultural impact, and stuff like that.
It's your job.
I know.
You just have to watch the movie and take it as good faith. That's all you gotta do.
Absolutely. It's not just good faith, but also be very. I think that if you're gonna be a professional who's like you're supposed to give awards to, you want to be as objective as possible. Like, but I don't think artists in the bourgeois territory and of Hollywood is necessarily going to care about the objective parts of filmmaking or anything like that, because there is a sort of bias when it comes to what they put on the screen because they don't like science fiction. It takes a long time for fantasy to even get recognized. Superhero movies or comedies don't get nominated. It's like, yeah, because it's too mainstream, maybe, or maybe it's not, it's too lowbrow, maybe. I don't know if that's the case, but it just seems like it shouldn't be. You should allow all genres. That's what I think. Stop with this saying like it's not a real movie bull crap. It's all art.
Yeah,
Sorry. Get that out of my system.
yeah. If that's true, then holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Uh, like Doom Part Two,
Mhm.
you're like, well, it already got its award, so why should I care? It's like, really, you're gonna be that fucking unfavorable to a
Well,
movie that's in the Oscars?
that's the thing though. It's not even true that he won an award for Dune. So it's like so it's like
What do you mean? Doom Part Two and Doom Part One won awards. What are you talking about?
um oh, I forgot what the context was. So I'll take that back. But still.
Okay.
Um I will let still it's like and plus the other thing about the Oscars that I really hate is of course the moral grandstanding of these people who were like, well, we are they have this bubble of like elitism, and that's why I said like oh because they want other kinds of films because they think it's too lowbrow. And so when they go up there when they accept the rewards, they're like, I think my family, and also like, yeah, we hate the other side of the political aisle. And like, or they're like, Greenpeace is amazing. We should save the whales. It's like, oh my gosh, just freaking take your reward and
As much as
go
I was
away.
happy, as much as I was happy with Joaquin Phoenix winning Best Actor for Joker One,
Mm-hmm.
um, when he got on stage and was like, "We should stop eating the precious cows," is like, oh, Joaquin, please stop. Just make your
Cows
small
aren't the
speech.
problem. Like,
I
dude.
I don't want to hear about veganism, dude. I'm just happy you won the award.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I apologize. But anywho, um, or if it's like, or if it gets too politically charged. I'm not trying to be political right now, but it's like it's usually screw Trump. Like that's usually what it is. Like when who was that guy who plays Red Guardian Hopper, right? He's in Stranger Things.
Oh,
He's
David Harbour.
he's the sheriff. Yeah, he's like we're gonna go to the White House and do things. It's like you should be doing that or something. It's like freaking stop.
It's been
Just
a while since I've heard that speech. I didn't really pay much attention to
oh,
it.
it it happens every year, which is why people like
It,
zone it
it
out.
it's best not to dwell in it and just accept it as like, all right, I'll just ignore that.
Hmm. It's there's like yeah, I think people just tune it out at this point, and
Yeah,
that's why the ratings have been down so much. Absolutely,
like I still think David
Ricky
Harbour is
Gervais, exactly.
I
Yeah,
I still think David Harbour is a great actor. It's just that
mhm.
he's given a lot of
he's
shit
a
roles.
good actor. I just think he's great with good direction. That's my beef anyway. Yeah, I do like when I think it says so in comments. Accept your reward, thank your agent and your god, and f off. Ricky Gervais said that. It's like, yeah, he's absolutely correct. I love that joke. It's a good joke.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why the ratings are going downhill so far when it comes to like people paying attention. The Oscars is just a way for them to like have a big circle jerk. That's all it is. And no one should take it seriously anymore. That's why I take a call off to like even some YouTubers still take it seriously. Like I don't know, dude. It just does YMS take the Oscars seriously?
I haven't checked his newest Oscars video.
Mm-hmm. I think Chris
I
Stuckman would, because he's in it to win it. With he's in bed with them, so he's like, yeah, I need to make sure that I please them, so I got to make sure the Oscars are something I care about. I could see him doing that, but then again, I don't know. Grain of salt. If it proved me wrong, I just avow. Don't go attack the
uh
guy. But still,
yeah, don't attack anybody. Just
no, don't do that.
it if they say something that you disagree with, hear them at their full hear out their points, and if they have nothing substantive to gain from it,
To add,
then
yeah.
just leave it at that. Or you can criticize them, just don't attack them or anything like that.
Say like, don't say your mom's gay. Like, whoa, wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I should say what I mean is like, um, don't go do it in someone's name either. Like that's dumb. Like, but like, of course, like it's. I think it's kind of funny. Like, it's probably going on record as a bad decision on my part. But like, there are some times where I'm like, I'm gonna troll somebody. But of course, like that takes proper timing and judgment when it comes to being
Well,
a comedian. So
well, there's a difference. There's a difference between attacking them and fucking with them. You
yep.
could absolutely like do a small joke or even
Mm-hmm.
a big harmless joke, as long as it's not like you know physical or anything like that, or
Oh,
like you're actually wishing death upon them.
was she death upon
Like
him?
I've said a few times on this show that I want you to die or something like that. I don't actually mean I don't actually mean that. It's just that I'm in a bad mood and I just say whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure, sure. But like the what was it the other day? I was oh that no, what's it the other day? What do I use conjections like that? I don't know. But like we were like 12 Angry Men. It's like you don't mean that, do you? Like you don't mean to say I killed you. I'll kill you. Like
Yeah.
but anywho, I think we're going to move on to like the subject of the Razzies. The uh I believe the Razzies are. Did you can correct me on this? I believe the Razzies are just Oscars with the opposite. They're like worst
Yeah, yeah,
picture, worst
Yeah,
actor.
Razzies usually have like bad movies or movies that are claimed to be really bad. They're not always right. It is an award show. It's not always going to be 100% perfection. In fact, it never is. But for example, one of the Razzies that was one of the awards let out was Danny DeVito as
Oh,
worst supporting actor or something like that for
in
his role as Penguin in Batman Returns. And to this day, I still disagree with that because I
sure.
feel like Danny DeVito's performance is spectacular. Like lots of people see Danny DeVito as the goofy man, but Batman Returns proves
Excuse
that
me.
he can do serious roles.
Oh, I still. Well, I think it's like the Oscars. It's like you're going to disagree sometimes, but you can see it why. I think people can see why it's at least you can see why he got the Razzie for worst, I guess. Or or can you? Can you make an argument that why he would get a
I I
Razzie?
I, I guess they just found his performance to be way too shocking because Penguin is
Mm-hmm.
not a good guy, not at all. Like he pervs on women. And then there was, of course, that line when Catwoman comes into his room, just the pussy I've been looking for.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Hmm.
and he's like gross and just an awful
Well,
person. So
you
I
have
could
to
see
remember
that
too
perspective.
that Batman Returns wasn't exactly viewed well by the normies
Well,
or
well,
by the public, I should say.
it was viewed well by the fans of the first one, but
Mm-hmm.
the parents that let their kids watch it and then they see Christopher Walken's burnt corpse is like, oh my god.
And they're like, Joel Schumacher, save us!
Oh
I
boy.
totally see why they put the Joel Schumacher. So, oh, good. This is better. But
I need to see one of his good movies. I need to see the because all I've seen from him is the fucking Batman duology and fucking Wiz.
oh, yeah, Wiz is his worst movie. Um, but like the other, oh, Lost Boys is his, I think, is probably best movie. Uh, where it's a, I don't want to, but yeah, yeah, Lost Boys is quite the interesting film. Uh, so, uh, so yeah, like I said, like the Razzies and the Oscars are sort of like the flip of a coin. And here's the thing: I think I take Razzies more seriously than I'll probably do the Oscars because Oscars are filled with movies I've probably never even heard of. While like the Razzies are like, I've heard of you, I've heard of you, I've heard of you too, because it's usually box office bombs and or like something so infamous like Rebel Moon Part Two. Like, do it, kill her. It's like, yeah, you should
Do
get a
it.
Razzie.
Tell her.
You should get a Razzie for that. Or
Rebel Moon Part 2 didn't get any other Oscar other than.
Oscar.
No, not Oscar. Razzie, sorry.
It's fine.
Rebel Moon Part 2 didn't get any other Razzie other than, I believe it's worst reboot, remake, or sequel. Or adaptation.
Ooh.
Or
Yeah.
adaptation. Yeah. It, 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 it got a nomination for that Razzie.
I can't wait to get attacked over this one. So Zack Snyder, not that great of a writer. He's actually really bad at it. Um, he's good at visuals, but when it comes to visuals versus the context of the scene and having it mean something, he has no
Well,
idea what he's doing.
lately when it comes to his visuals, he makes the films as like ugly as possible.
Well, they're not particularly ugly. They're stylized, but it's like, yeah, but
No. They're ugly. They're fucking
okay,
hideous.
okay, all right. Because like
Like
I'm
it all
mentioning like the
started with
wheat scene, the slow motion. I'm like, yeah, that means something, but it's like, but with context, it's even worse. Like,
it. It all started with Batman v Superman. It was all dark and gray and stuff like that. It's just like, all right, you obviously want to set a tone.
mm-hmm.
But then you got the Snyder cut. Then you got Army of the Dead, and then you got
Ooh,
Rebel
people forget about
Moon.
that one, don't they?
Yeah, Army of the Dead is fucking hideous.
Okay, so
And the Snyder cut is even worse with its visuals.
that's right. We are. I'm pro Sweden on this show. So
Well, okay, just to make it clear for everyone, we do not like the Joss Whedon Justice League. It's just we think it's better handled than Snyder cut.
I'd rather have an optimized Superman that tells a little with a few cringe jokes here and there, rather than the guy who's like, I'm gonna kill people just because it's dark and edgy. It's like,
Rather
all
than
right.
rather than the person who's willing to mutilate Steppenwolf by lasering off his horn.
Uh, Anywho, um, so the reason why we're talking about the Oscars and the Razzies is because the Razzies is a subject of today's sort of video, where this guy says the Razzies sucks, and I'm like, what does he mean by that? So it's quite interesting because I think the Razzies are meant to be these awards to celebrate sort of movies in a different way. Because I think people put too much stock into positive attitude or positive reinforcement. Um, it's like, how dare we be negative in any way, of any sort when it comes to art or media? It's like, no, you need to take your licks. Like, if you're going to put a whole lot of money into your product, you need to take your punches. Um, it was in Death Clock where it's like we all made some crap, and now you're gonna take a bite out of the crap sandwich.
I'm I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy and sad at the same time that Joker 2 got nominated for a lot of Razzie Awards.
It
Uh,
deserves it.
it deserves it. It definitely deserves it. It was a horrible movie. But I'm sad because now people are going to have a tainted view on the first Joker, which is fucking fantastic.
Oh, Zeddy
Uh,
can't make it tonight.
oh, he can't. Oh, I
No.
guess it is. I guess it is just the two of us then.
All right. So I'm going
But
to. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
for
no.
those of you who don't know, Joker 1 was like my favorite comic book movie ever. I kind of separate the two of my favorite comic book movies as Logan is my favorite superhero movie and Joker 1 is my favorite comic book movie
It's really
because
good. It,
it's not a superhero movie.
it's
It's a
great.
comic book.
True. It's a comic book movie. It's still. It's like, well, Bruce Wayne's in there. It's like, shut up. You know what I mean. Mac.
Oh, Bruce Wayne is there in a universe where he would exist.
I
Who would have
know.
thought?
I've never gotten that idea where it's like it's like it's a DCEU movie because look, there's Bruce Wayne. I'm like, yeah, he's a child.
It's not like Deadpool and Wolverine where Deadpool and Wolverine goes, hey, look at that character. We're in the multiverse, so we can have that character and that character. Look, it's Blade. He's not gonna do anything of substance. He's just gonna be there and slash at shit because that's all you want, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I can't believe that film actually decided to go, hey, we'll give Elektra her time to shine, right? Because Elektra was treated unfairly. Johnny Storm now, fucking kill him, treat him like a joke, and then kill him. Like, oh, I thought this was supposed to be the movie that gives respect to the 20th Century Fox
Don't
characters.
you know? It's really funny when they use Wolverine's corpse as a weapon.
Dude, don't.
Anyways.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, here we go. I don't know who Sheen?
Sean.
Sean?
It's Sean.
Whatever. I can't say names. That goes to the drop of the bucket. Sheen Calendar.
Do you not know how to pronounce Sean?
Sean. That's not how I see Sean. I don't know why. But anyways. It talks about movies. A place talks movies too much.
With the Oscar
Please, we watch EFAP. You'd have no idea what talks about movies too long is.
nominations coming tomorrow, that means this week we also got the Razzie nominations.
Look at that background. Oh my gosh. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just standard. Look how cool I am with my bright lights background.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Chris Duckman.
Like how long did it take for you to set up those LEDs?
You know what? At least it's blurry, so you can't know what's behind there. It's like it could be just no, they're just shelves.
The Razzies are meant to be, with the Golden Raspberries, the worst movies of the year. And I have never liked the Razzies. I felt
Please tell me why.
like it's like a really lame joke.
Okay.
Why? Really lame
It's
joke.
it's a lame joke to
what
riff
way?
on movies that deserve it.
Yeah, it's like
Most of the time.
That's why I said like you got to take your licks. It's like even if you know it's a good performance and you still get a Razzie for it, just take it. Like and go, yeah, it's another one, and I get to look at it and say, yeah, you know, it's I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
That a lot of times it's just punching down. Sometimes they've nominated.
Punching down.
Punching down. How? Okay.
Punching down. That's an interesting word to use. I'm gonna let him go, but punching down. That refers to like you're punching down on actors in movies. But like I'm guessing what he's saying, you're punching down on like on artists. Which I'm like, yeah. Sometimes creatives make dumb decisions. But let's see what else he says first.
Sometimes they've nominated children for worst actor, worst actress of the year. But
Well,
it's like a
well, they were in the movie.
That's a bit more complicated because
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people say you can't riff on child actors because they're children, and I understand that. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you can't deny that there are plenty of child actors who are
Good.
really good
Mhm.
at their performance. Like for example, the kid who played John Connor in Terminator 2,
Yeah,
or the
well,
or the
he was a
or
bit of an older kid. I'm guessing what he
well,
means like
what about?
mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm guessing what they're talking about is Jake Lloyd. That's usually people what they go. Oh, look what happened to him. It's like no, it wasn't the press. It was his own school. Like that's what. And plus, he had mental problems. Like
Yeah, and yeah, that. then you also have The Sandlot, which is full of child actors who are pretty great at their job. Uh,
Haunting of Hill House, for goodness sakes, freaking, there's a whole bunch of them. Like,
yeah, so I think
what about it?
I
You know, the not the not the new one. I'm talking about the old one. Those child actors are great because, or what about there's so many
well
child
the
actors in
the
'70s movies. Like,
the child the child actors of the new It are pretty great as well.
what about E.T.? What about Exorcist? What about there's all kinds of child actors that are great. But I understand what you're saying. We shouldn't be punching down to
To
people like that.
children.
Yep, the Hill House actors were great
Well,
suddenly. I agree.
I understand the kid might be upset that he's getting a reward for a bad movie, but I'm sure the Razzies probably, because they're kind to you as long as you're kind to them. Like, for example, Halle Berry going up and going like, "Thank you for giving me this award for this shitty fucking movie," and as long as the people of the Razzies are like telling the kids, "Hey, chin up, don't feel too bad about it. Lots
Hmm.
of people get this, even adults. So just go in, back straight, just accept it." And as long as they're doing that. If they're not doing that, then yeah, I'll have more of a problem with it. But if they are, then that at least there's that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Um, I oh, never mind.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
sorry, that's happening behind me. Also, freeze frame, brilliant. Uh,
Yeah.
anywho, so let's see.
Really obvious joke picking on easy targets, and
Easy
then
targets.
Easy targets. Hold on.
stuff that I just don't think is particularly funny or interesting. But
I'm sorry, but like when Madam Web was being made fun of,
Yeah.
the actresses had a good time with it and used it to their advantage to get more
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, dude, I want you to turn and look Madam Web in the fucking face and tell that movie, you're an easy target. You don't deserve to get the hate.
It's like Joker 2. You don't deserve to get the hate. It's like I knew it. This is from an artist perspective. It's like
It's like
I
easy
really think
target.
so.
So what about the Oscars nominating movies that are obviously good? But what about that? Do we call those easy targets? No, no, you're calling these easy targets because they're bad and they're getting picked on for being bad.
Like I said, it has a negative connotation, so it's bad. Like
Yeah, it's just like you wouldn't do the same thing for the Oscars if those were easy targets.
his hat says creator. I just noticed
Yeah,
that.
in case you didn't know.
I'm a creator. It's like, all right.
the Razzies have announced their nominations. Let's see how much of this feels like, yeah,
Does this seem fake to you? This whole accent thing, his going to yeah, like I think, but I
I,
don't
I
know.
don't I don't I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't I
know.
don't know why that some creators just, it's fine to do a voice and stuff like that if it's for a bit that's not obnoxious or anything like that.
Hmm.
But
I'm not
if
saying
if
it.
you if you're if you are purposely just trying to go like, "Hey, I'm loud, I'm energetic, I get to tell you about these things while I'm speaking in this sort of voice," it's like, to either speak normally or speak in a way that people
I
uh, can tolerate you.
I'm fine with his voice. I'm just asking if it's like because to me it's like he's putting on a bit of a show. I don't mind it really. Because you're not really you're trying to be the better part of yourself when you're in front of a camera, which I'm fine with.
these are, fair picks for the worst of the year.
Oh, these are fair picks, but let's not pick on them, guys. These are obviously his thoughts.
Fair picks, but they're easy targets.
Yeah, all right.
And how much of it to me is going to feel like really obnoxious, low hanging fruit, obvious jokes in ridiculous shenanigans. So we'll dive into this real
Oh
quick.
gosh.
The Razzie nominations. and this is an
Dude,
article from
why
Deadline.
the fuck are you on Deadline? Just they have a site. They have a site in which I
I
think it's a
guess
wiki site,
I guess
but
this is the earliest one he has, or this is the one he felt he could
I
make a
guess
I don't know. I think this is the
I
one he thought he could make a better argument on. Who
I guess
knows?
so, but you could just go to the wiki of the Razzie nominations of this year,
Mm-hmm.
or well, the Razzie nominations for movies of last year, but are being nominated this year.
Mm-hmm.
Listing them off. Looks like Joker, Megapolis, and Madam Web among the biggest losers.
Yeah.
No surprise there. So I want to save.
Oh, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with low hanging fruit. I think it's fair game.
I
That's because here's the thing. When I talk about Godzilla -1 and how good it is, that's also low hanging fruit. So
you know
you know,
I'm still a little upset that -1 only got one Oscar nomination and one Oscar win.
whatever. It doesn't need it. It's money. It's the money it made is its own reward. Like
That is true, but I would have liked to see that at least get nominated for best soundtrack.
also
or-
Popeye three for $5 deal. Anyway.
I would have liked to see -1 get nominated at least for best original score, because yeah, I know people will go like, oh, well, it just reuses Godzilla scores. That is true, but there are a lot of tracks in that movie that are original and are
Absolutely.
fucking great.
It's remixes for its
Fantastic.
music is just really good. Anyway.
Elegy, sorry, I just want to say one more thing. Elegy is probably one of my favorite tracks in any movie. One of them, anyways. Anyways.
Before we get to our look at
Oh
the
wow, look at the list.
worst.
Wow, he
movies
went
of
a
the
long
year,
way
we're gonna
down.
Build up to worst of the year. So, worst screen combos. I guess they're having fun. We've got obnoxious characters in Borderlands, unfunny characters in Unfrosted, the entire cast of Megapolis, Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Phoenix of Joker Folie à Deux, and then I
I'm
guess
sorry.
the two
I'm sorry. I'm
leads in
sorry.
Red.
Did this motherfucker say Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Phoenix?
I don't know, but that's not my problem with this. But it's sort of like it's like obnoxious characters. I guess they're making fun of them, but also like look, it's like these are all people that are megastars.
Yeah.
Oh no, poor them. Like
My initial thought on this, 4 of these go like, yeah, these are bad movies with combinations that didn't really work, and one at the bottom where you go, well, one of these is not like the others.
so it's
Well,
it's not a low hanging fruit then.
to be fair, I don't think any of us have seen Reagan, so we can't
Yeah, it's
really
true,
comment on that.
but I can still say it's like so they're not all low hanging fruit. All right.
I guess not.
One of these, this feels like the inclusion here is something entirely different. If you look at my lit picks of some of the worst and most disappointing movies of the year, you will see many of the other films on this list, and one you will not see is the movie Reagan. So just real quick, if you scroll through here, you will see
Jerry
some
Seinfeld?
other
Yeah.
appearances of Reagan all along the way. And I'll
Yeah.
immediately just tell you right here, this is what I'm talking about. Just like really lame, out of touch insider humor that are we really picking the worst of the year, or are we picking on an easy target for insiders?
Well, dude,
Well,
if the
what if they
movie
are?
if the movie was terrible to them, so much so that they decided, okay, this has to go to the Razzies. They won't always be correct, but if they are, then they are. It's just that's just
wait a
how
minute.
easy it is. It's not really an easy target. It's more so just they didn't like the movie and
It's
they feel
infamous. Like that's the point. Like
like like I said before, I don't agree with Danny DeVito getting worst supporting actor, but I can see why they would probably go in that direction, given that his character is a very shocking one, just like all of Batman Returns.
It's not just he's
I-
shocking; it's also obscene. Like he's off-putting. It's like,
Yeah.
he's vile. Hmm. And I'm just talking about his physical appearance. Ayo.
Oh.
But anywho, uh, man, it's what I mean. It's like they're picking on Reagan. It's like it's an insider thing. It's like, well, that because they didn't make a lot of money, and people walked away with it not liking it. So it's like, let's look into it. And so it's yeah, that's also a thing too. Of course, it's
You
all
know,
insider. Like, what do you think the Oscars are? It's a lot of
now
insider stuff. Like,
now I probably want to see Reagan just to see if it is, even if it is an easy target, so what?
that's what the Razzies are all about.
Yeah, that's
I
what
hate
the
to say
Razzies are
it,
all
but
about. It's like picking the worst of the worst.
Oscars used to be easy targets. You used to be those, but then it's like, nah, we, we have to smell our own farts because of Epstein. Like, like uh,
I have not seen Reagan, so
Also,
I can't
so you
actually
don't even
speak to
get
its
the fucking.
quality. But real quick, what I can do,
I mean, that did. To be fair, it did. I'm like, why is Reagan on here? That's what I said when I first saw that. So I'm like, huh, it's
It's like
interesting.
so you don't get to fucking say anything about it then. If you're gonna go, well, that's an easy target. Haven't seen it, but it's an easy target. It's like,
It's not a
well,
well. That's the thing. He said it shouldn't be an easy target because it's an insider thing. But the rest of them are easy targets. So I'm like, wait, I'm
wait, are you
confused.
sure? Should we go back and hear his words?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
well, one of these is not like the others. Like one of these,
True.
this feels like the inclusion here is something entirely different. If you look at my lit picks of some of the worst and most disappointing movies of the year, you will see many of the other films on this list, and one you will not see is the movie Reagan. So just real quick, if you scroll through here, you will see some other appearances of Reagan
Appearances, nice.
all along the way. And I'll immediately just tell you right here, this is what I'm talking about. Just like really lame, out of touch insider humor that are we really picking the worst of the year or are we picking on an easy target for insiders?
An easy
Yeah. So
target for insiders.
yeah. So there you go. Easy target is like an easy target for insiders. Is like, you didn't see it, so why do you get to comment on it? I'm not going to comment on Reagan. I said maybe it's that bad, maybe it's not. That's what I said. I didn't immediately go, well, Reagan is a terrible movie. Anyways, I didn't see
Because
it.
it's up for a Razzie, it must be bad, right? Who knows?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes the box office determines how you get a Razzie. That used to be what the Oscars was about. It's like if you made a lot of money, we'll look into you. But not anymore.
I have not seen Reagan, so I can't actually speak to its quality. But real quick, what I can do is I can pull up the Rotten Tomatoes page.
oh,
No!
for fuck's sake.
For people who don't know, you shouldn't use Rotten Tomato as your gauge for actual like stats. I hate to say it, but Metacritic is probably a bit better because it uses a number system. So what happens on Rotten Tomatoes is that if you go 6 and above, it of your of like 6 out of 10 or whatever, if you get a 6 out of 10, or if you pick that number, then it contributes to a higher percent. And so it's not a real gauge of actual quality. But then again, you still can use it though if you want to put a distance between, like, if the critics is 100 and the audience is like 20%, then you can say, wait a minute, something's not right here. So you know what I mean. Or the opposite. So
Right.
let's see.
And what do we see on the Rotten Tomato page for this movie? Probably the biggest gap.
Wow! Wow!
damn.
I mean, I think he has a point because let's see, 68 reviews, 5,000 plus verified. Whoa, wow. That's huge. Oh, crap.
I think I need to see this movie.
Me too. I hear it's not historically accurate, but I'm like, well, whatever. It's like I still want to see it. Maybe interesting.
if the historical accuracy is that much of a detriment, then who knows? But
look at this 26% on here, and then there's 98, 96, sorry, 40, 84, 97, 89, 92, 93. Whoa.
This year, between critics and audiences.
Is this new for you though? Like, where have you been?
Yeah.
Like,
there have been divides
remember-
between critics and audiences for a long time.
remember Joker came out and critics hated it? And then they gave Batwoman a 100% on the tomato meter at the same time?
No, it wasn't Tomato. It was Metacritic, wasn't it?
Nope. It was it was Rotten
No,
Tomatoes.
no. It was Metacritic.
I'm pretty sure it was Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I remember it was Metacritic.
It could have been both, because I remember Rotten Tomatoes. But it still stands that like critics are in their own bubble of artistic things. It's not because they're insiders. Okay? I mean, the insider stuff is a byproduct of them being too much in their own artistic bubbles. And also political bubbles as well. Because the people are going to blow smoke up your butt in Hollywood, you know.
Like, that's a little bit of a split there. 80 points split between audiences and critics on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not take a genius to figure out why.
Oh my gosh, this guy draws out his words. Listen to that. It does not take.
It's to figure out why.
It's to figure out why. Sorry, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not.
Let's hear his point.
It's just kind of funny to me.
It's a political movie. And so the audience
Really?
members that went to go see it.
I'm sorry, but that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Because it has nothing. Just because it's about a president doesn't mean it's political. It could just about his life and what he did. It has nothing to do with politics. The politics is baked in. It's sort of like a war movie. Violence is baked into the to your war movie, you know, and also politics, because believe it or not, war and biopics are going to have a bit of politics in it. So it's like that just makes sense to me.
If we're gonna go by that logic, then Oppenheimer is a
Yeah,
political movie. Then
absolutely.
By that logic,
yeah, it has politics in it. Because when you develop a weapon, it's lawmakers are going to take notice.
Yeah, and Oppenheimer was very successful with critics and audiences. So.
Mm-hmm.
95% of them are over 50 and voted for Ronald Reagan in the.
Oh yeah, also that's another thing. They're over 50.
Okay.
All their things are over 50. But over here, it's way over 50. So, okay.
1980s. And critics are in LA and are largely in LA and largely to the left and not fans of Ronald Reagan. So all of a sudden,
that's
we're doing the Razzies.
Not fans of Ronald Reagan.
That's a big assumption.
That could be the case, but you're gonna have to show me some.
Yeah, show me some proof, man.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I don't show proof.
Give me some sources.
I want to see these critics now. I want to see them.
Yeah, now I want to see Reagan.
Movie that its target
No. I mean, I want to see the critics on Rotten Tomatoes who did Reagan. Well, I'm like, I don't know, because like, there's a lot of like political figures that you could say. Now, if they made a movie called Trump and it was about his life, it had barely any politics stuff in it until he gets to his presidency or whatever, I would be like, then I would question like the critics on their way to be objective.
Audience loved it, but critics were like, it's just a puff piece for Ronald Reagan. Probably not wrong, but also worst movie of the year. You can just look at other movies, just stop and think about the movies you watched that you hated.
How much money did it make though? That's another thing. That's why it's up for Razzies probably.
Oh, well,
Like-
that's not always the case, because there are movies that don't get huge on the box office or anything like that, but they can still, come
Make
into
money.
the Oscars and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, I'm not saying they can't make money. Like, for example, Transformers. I'm sure they were up for Razzies. But like, but what I'm saying is like sometimes that is a qualifier for being in the Razzies. Like, you didn't make a lot of money. Let's see why.
Cynical streaming movies, just like the output from the Sony Spider-Man-less universe, The Crow. You can go through all these terrible things that came out. A lot of them comic book movies.
He kind of has a point.
How does he have a point?
The Crow.
Crow was on there. Crow
It's
was on the
true.
Razzies for this year.
But like, oh, okay. So, and plus, there's a lot of like Craven the Hunter was on there as well.
What do we need to pull out the Razzies, because I've seen the Razzie nominations. Crow was on there.
So, what about Craven the Hunter?
I believe Craven was on there as well.
Under the same categories that Reagan was, you think?
It was on the same category as Crow, I believe. Let me just give it a check.
All right. Well, sorry, but I didn't know we had to be doing this today, so it's like I should have made sure. But hey,
Yeah. Worst remake, ripoff, or sequel. You have Joker Filet of Deux, The Crow, Craven the Hunter, Mufasa, and
wow.
Rebel Moon 2.
Well, Reagan's not a part of that, so that makes sense. But I sort of see where he's coming from. It's like you could have replaced Reagan with another movie if it was just like divisive.
We don't know if he's even correct, because he didn't even watch the fucking movie.
True, it really could be that bad.
I don't know why you would spend a large majority of your video, or at least what seems like a majority, and go like, Reagan, it didn't deserve this. I didn't see it. I didn't even bother to do research before I made the video that has this in the topic. But I'm just gonna do it anyways. It's like, no, I haven't seen Reagan, but if I had to do a video about Reagan and what I think about it being on the Razzies, I'd watch it.
Well, it's not just that. I think he's just doing an opinion piece. I think this is just his speech out loud, and he's letting himself flow. And I've done this, but worse. But if someone goes back and said this video was crap, I'm like, yeah, it really is. So you know what? I can take it. He can take it.
And we're picking on Reagan. Like,
picking on Reagan. Are we? You showed 3 of them. That's not picking on Reagan. They're picking more on Madam Web than Reagan is. So
yeah,
is that mishandled? Like what?
Let's have a look see. All right, let's look at the winners. Madam Web, Francis Ford Coppola, Jerry Seinfeld, Dakota Johnson from Madam Web, John Vought, Amy Schumer, Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, Joker Filet of Deux, Madam Web.
Oh my gosh! Again, it's like Madam Web is probably the most famous one on there, and they love that much attention on them, because that means. So there is even though it's not true, the thing where they say like all publicity is not bad publicity. That is somewhat true if all it is a joke award ceremony. Like,
but I've already proved my point. Reagan didn't get a single winner. It didn't win a single award.
Well, good for them. But what I mean is, like, it's not even nominated that much. It wasn't nominated that much, was it?
Let's see all the nominations Reagan have. Let's see, worst picture, Reagan.
Okay.
Worst
Wow.
worst director, it's not on there.
Uh-oh.
Worst actor, Dennis Quaid from Reagan is on worst actor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
That's
So let's
3.
see.
It wouldn't be on the remake, so.
No, that's 2. That's 2.
Okay, sorry.
That
Excuse me.
so 2 for Reagan. Worst actress, Reagan is not on here.
All right.
Worst supporting actor. Oh hey, would you look at that? Okay, I misread. That was my bad. Reagan did one award, but it was for supporting actor, and John Vought was already in Megalopolis,
Win one
Shadowlands,
award.
Strange. Wor-
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
sorry,
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Worst supporting actor. Yeah, John Vought from Megalopolis, Reagan, Shadowland, and Strangers. Yeah, so it was from 4 different movies.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just Reagan. Yeah, so that's 3 Reagan, and only wins 1 award. Let's see here. Worst supporting actress. Yep, there's Reagan. So 4.
Okay. I
Uh,
think
it- yeah.
okay. I think he's actually I don't know if they're picking on it though. Still, but still.
If they picked on it as much as Madam Web, it would win a lot more awards. But it only won 1 award,
Mm-hmm.
and there are plenty of winners that got higher awards than Reagan. Unfrosted got 2 awards. Madam Web got 1, 2, 3 awards. Joker 2 got 2 awards.
Good.
Megalopolis got 2 awards. So yeah,
Oh.
Reagan isn't even among the highest of the ones that got picked on. So I don't know why you're so upset about Reagan being picked on when it wasn't even as bad as the others.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of overshadowed by Madam Web. Madam Web is the one that got most of the attention, I think. That's the one that's like on everyone's minds because like in the trailer itself, it said like my mom died when she was pregnant with me in the Amazon. It's like, yeah, okay.
Come on now. We're not stupid. We know exactly. This is an insider joke.
I'm sorry. This is a me thing, but he kind of gave up.
Yeah.
Comic book movies, and we're picking on Reagan. Like, come on now. We're not stupid. We know exactly. This is an insider joke.
You wouldn't know for
Yeah.
certain because you didn't watch it.
It's entirely political in nature. It does not correspond to.
It is entirely political in nature. Again, you don't really.
You wouldn't know
know
because
that.
you didn't fucking watch it.
So all you had to no, you don't even have to watch it for that to happen. Madam Web is cinema. I agree with that. But like,
I actually watched Madam Web.
no, here's the thing. All you have to do is go to Rotten Tomatoes, the site you were just on, and look at the critic, what they were saying, and say, did they say anything political? Then you don't have the proof. That's it. Madam Web is also political. I agree. Does it have to do with Reagan himself being a guy they don't like? Oh, I guess not. I guess I better not say that. All you have to do is look. All you do is look beforehand. Do it on stream and prove it. I hate to say it, but you're doing a worse job than Ryan Kennel. Like,
People that saw the movie outside of critics felt about it at all. So just a really stupid, lame joke. So kind of worst director of the year. A lot of the obvious ones in here. If you look at my worst of the year, 3 of these movies were in my worst of the year. I didn't see Megapolis because I only heard terrible things about it. So I was like, I'm just too busy to watch a movie just to not like it.
Oh, all right. So
Okay.
again, it's like, man,
So
why should we listen to you? Like, sorry.
you decided to make your own video criticizing the Razzies, and instead of watching these for yourself and understanding why they did this,
Uh-oh.
so you can better grasp on the Razzies themselves, you decided I'm not even gonna watch. I'm not gonna even watch some of these, and I'm still gonna criticize them for the movies that I didn't even fucking see.
You're criticizing the
It,
Razzies because
it's
they're
like, look,
negative. Okay.
I was a bit blown aback when Honora was winning so many awards, but I didn't go, oh, Honora didn't deserve any of those awards, even though I didn't, or you know, it was an easy target, or any of these things, just because I didn't watch it.
Return the
I
King
worded
is getting way too many awards.
that.
It's too
I worded
obvious.
I worded that terribly, but you understand what I mean. It's just like
Yeah.
and instead of doing that, I was like, I should go see Honora if it's winning that many awards. I should actually see it for myself.
Or like
Uh,
go to somebody you might trust and be like, hey, is this worth seeing? Like like there's many ways to do this.
like
And then
Oh,
I'm never going to make a video going like, here's why I hate the Oscars, here's why I hate the Razzies, and I didn't even see most of the movies that were on the Oscars or Razzie. What movies did I see from the Razzies? Let's see. I saw Joker 2.
hey,
I
hey
did not I saw Madam Web. I did not see Megalopolis. I did not see Reagan. I did not see Unfrosted. So yeah,
Unfrosted.
I'm not
Sorry.
yeah, Unfrosted, that's what I
Oh
said.
yeah, yeah.
Uh
Oh, that's what it's called. I'm sorry, but it's like whenever you say unfrosted, I'm thinking of like a Kellogg's cereal.
oh.
Unfrosted. Like, oh.
But yeah, you don't see me making a video going like, I'm going to criticize the Razzies as a whole, but I'm not even going to see the movies that are on there so that I get a better grasp on the Razzies themselves.
Um, do you want do you care if shit comes in?
That's fine.
Check your Discord.
Dude, it's
Oh no, no, I'm just
it's
asking, you know that.
yeah, it's your choice.
All right.
Uh,
If you wanna jump
you're
in,
the
you
host.
can.
You're the host, man.
Hey, you're the co-host. You have much power as I do.
All right,
Accept your note.
Shep, you can
Very serious productions.
just join the general VC and we'll pull you in.
Yeah.
There he is.
I have. Oh, look at that. Oh, hang on. Let me. I have to do this on the computer, so hang on. I will get there as soon as possible. I'll go to my intermission real quick, and I'll drag. There you go. And here you go. How are you today, good sir?
How you doing, Shep?
Hey, hey guys. I'm doing great. Are
Oh,
you
good.
are you talking about the Razzies?
Nah,
Uh,
maybe.
hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the is this the oh no, that's the wrong link. I apologize. I need to get a copy link.
Oh, okay.
Uh the invite link, copy. You think after all this time I would just have my sign in, but I don't.
That's okay.
We're gonna wait a little bit, but I think we should keep going. I'll wait until you get in. Oh, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and go back, and we
I'm
can
ready to
continue.
hear more from Nerdrotic at home.
Well, Nerdrotic is better than this. He actually has quotes. Like,
Well, yeah, that's why he's Nerdrotic at home.
oh, okay, yeah, okay. We have Nerdrotic at home. Anywho, let's go.
and Todd Phillips for Joker Follow You Do.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like what actual worst directed means? Was it the worst concept?
And he is
It could
well, he's
be.
passionate.
Oh yeah, he's kind of passionate. I don't know if it's passion or if it's just like he's trying to symbolize what he's trying to say, um, expressing himself that way. Like I'm not saying he's falsely unpassionate, but it's like it just seems like um
Hey, I'm back.
point.
Sorry, I just
Oh
needed to
yeah.
help
Oh
somebody.
no, I have to let you hear this, Frago.
Is it like what actual worst direct
Hold on, I have to go
onto
back a little bit.
what actual people that saw the movie outside of critics felt about it at all? So just a really stupid lame joke. So kind of worst director of the year.
Audiences
Mm-hmm.
audiences hated Madam Web. Audiences hated Joker 2. Like that, the Megalopolis was hated by everyone. It's like you can't say that when there were plenty of films on the Razzies that critics and audiences hated.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even have to go to Rotten Tomatoes for that. You just gotta fucking listen to the public and then listen to the critics.
Well, people sell by walking out or not coming back or like word of mouth. It's like there's people vote with their feet. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. Like uh so-
A lot of the obvious ones in here. If you look at my worst of the year, 3 of these movies were in my worst of the year. Um, I didn't see Megapolis because I only heard terrible things about it. So I was like, I'm just too busy to watch a movie just to not like it. And then Todd Phillips for Joker Folly Do. Is it like what actual worst directed means? Was it the worst concept for a Joker sequel? Sure.
um well, it's
Here, I have it on the wiki. I could just hover my mouse over it. Let's see here. The Razzie Awards for Worst Director is an award presented at the annual Golden Raspberry Awards to the worst director of the previous year. The following is a list of nominees and recipients of that award, along with the films for which they were nominated. So yeah, the worst director of the previous year of like what film was worst directed. Now, I won't say that Joker 2 is completely worthless as a movie that is directed. The acting is great. The acting is fantastic. The cinematography is very very neat. Um
neat.
it's just the thing I would go point towards as far as worst directed is the song choices, uh the way they convey those songs,
The
and
lyrics, you mean? Or
well, not really the lyrics because these are songs that exist. So I wouldn't
mm,
really hate on the lyrics. I just hate the song placements because they don't
mm-hmm.
actually add anything to the story. And then you also have the fact that the story is complete dog shit. Um,
Well,
so as far as worst directed, I'd go with as far as stories conveyed and the song choices slash presentation of those songs.
because I'm gonna say, like, is it because I'm starting to think I'm like, well, it's just not visuals. It's definitely from like what he chose to do with the characters, but that could be writing, not really necessary directing.
Well, it's just that when I think of it, at least when I think of the director's role, it's he who has the last say on how everything is
That's true.
looking, how everything is like how the story is presented. He
Mm-hmm.
has the final say. So I would say, if anything, it's a contest of who's the worst at being the leader of
Yeah.
of the film. Let's say
Who's the worst football coach? Not the captain of the football team. Yeah. Uh,
yeah.
all right.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't even point towards screenplay because screenplay is its own category.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
you more so just have to point out how the story is presented. And there are many ways the story is presented in Joker 2 that is just bizarre. like the infamous, uh, what's the kindest way of putting it?
Um,
Molestation scene.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah. There's some choices. So anywho,
But actually, worst directed. Is it actually the worst directed? On the thing that the director does. Worst? When you're looking at like Madam Web and the incompetence of like that whole thing, like
incompetence of that whole thing. I wonder if you've even
Well,
seen Madam Web. I'm kind
The
of
worst.
questioning.
well, he did say Madam Web was like on top of his like worst films list.
Okay. Uh, I just
Uh,
I just don't know because I'm starting to I have doubts in my mind.
I have not seen Megalopolis. That is the winner for worst director, Francis Ford Coppola. I have only
Oof.
seen snippets and scenes, and from what I saw, I can understand people seeing Francis Ford Coppola as the most awkward director when it came to his presentation of Megalopolis. From what I've seen, I'm not gonna pin down Megalopolis and go like, yes, this is the worst directed film. Because for me, it would be Madam Web. I actually saw that film, and holy shit, the way it was directed was bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
Uh,
triumph.
It was a triumph. We need to
I
see those
enjoyed that
women.
movie a lot.
We
I'll
need
just
to
be honest.
see women dancing on on
Madam Web was
tables.
was extremely entertaining. I mean I only watched out of this list I only watched Madam Web and Borderlands. Well, I can't really say I watched Borderlands. I only watched about 15 minutes of Borderlands before I turned it off.
Oh,
But Madam Web was a ride. It was very entertaining.
I wish I watched Madam Web with friends because I watched it by myself in the theater, and
oh,
it was. Here's
Oh,
a funny story. I wasn't even planning on watching Madam Web, but then a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I got money to spend, and I don't really want to see any Madam Web. So here, do you want to go see Madam Web? I'll pay for you. I just want to spend some money." And I was like, "Fine,
wow!
fine."
And you
go
chose
gamble.
Madam Web. I was gonna that. You know
Like,
what? You know what? Yeah,
technically, I saw it for free, so fuck it.
I I I didn't want to make this video.
I didn't want to.
Let's.
I didn't want to see this movie.
I didn't want to see this movie, but my sugar daddy gave me some money, so fine.
Anywho,
when you look at Borderlands and Madam Web, it's tough to even blame the director because they're just these overproduced nightmare things that too many cooks in the kitchen. So it's tough to even blame the director on that.
oh well then that's the heck with it. Just blow the whole thing up. You know, it doesn't matter. The director, blah 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 blah. It's like, what are you
I would,
talking?
I would, I would appreciate if he just gave me a, it doesn't have to be committed to it necessarily, but give me a definition for what you think the director's role is in the film, and then we
Mm-hmm.
can kind of judge what is a bad director.
Mm-hmm. I think what you said was pretty good. He's the head coach. He takes all the blame because because he takes all the responsibilities. Like he
No,
has the final say.
it's not always going to be the director's fault.
Oh, of
Like for
course.
example,
Mm-hmm.
Fan Four Stick was heavily altered by producers and stuff like that.
Studio
So
interference, right?
I can studio interference. I can totally understand
Mm-hmm.
a director not deserving the
Hate for
the
something.
criticism
Yeah.
he's getting levied at him when it wasn't even his fault most of the time.
I understand that, but it doesn't matter. You're still taking the blame. You're still taking the fall.
I would push back a little bit on that because I would say that maybe that's the exception because a director is ultimately the one who's responsible for
Mm-hmm.
putting the film together in its final state. For example, a lot of people like to give Sam Raimi a pass for Spider-Man 3 just because, studio interference, they wanted all these villains in the movie. It's like, well, I bet you if we go and look at the long catalog of movies, it's not the first film in existence to have multiple villains, and that's no excuse for how the movie turned out.
Or with studio interference.
Of course.
And here's the thing: you don't have to take that project if you think they're interfering too much in your project.
I
like,
mean, yeah, there
you-
have been directors that have left projects where they felt they didn't have the freedom to make the movie they wanted.
Quentin Tarantino, he said, "Take my name off that. I don't want it."
Hmm.
But in the case of Joker for All You Do, if you think it's the worst movie of the year, I get where you are coming from. But
Why?
worst direct.
Why?
I love this way
Tell
of
me why.
speaking. I'm sorry. He's like, but it just gets to me. I'm sorry.
I get where you are coming from. But worst directed. Is it actually a poorly directed film
Tell
to the
me.
degree of being the worst of the year? I would argue
Well, that's why it's up for
He's about-
contender.
He's
Like-
gonna tell us.
that the direction is not the problem with it. It is the
Are you-
concept.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
The concept.
Wait,
He-
what,
he
hold
di-
on,
he
hold on.
direct-
Wait a minute.
He
Did I just-
directed
have
that
to-
concept into a full film. You fucking idiot.
I would argue he directed the concept of what he wanted to make pretty well. You could argue about the merits of that concept, but you haven't done that, really.
Yeah, it's like Michael Bay wanted it to be that way, but his execution of it is meh. You know, it's like, yeah, he definitely
Bay.
got what he wanted. Like
Are you talking about Transformers? At
Transformers,
this point?
yes,
Yeah,
Transformers,
okay.
yeah, because like
Uh,
he got what he wanted. Like
Yeah, it's just like, well, the concept was the problem. Are you sure about that? Did we really need those songs where they're not even singing the song for the entirety? They're just doing that small, like, I'm going to sing like this for the entire song. It's just like this mellow small vocalization of the song that they do a lot in that film. It's like,
Well,
do you think that was directed well?
I might even agree with this guy, to be honest, because I think the concept for Joker 2 is abysmal, and I think it doesn't make sense given what we saw in the first film. But I do think that if you're going to address the direction of the movie as being something that's potentially bad, you need
Mm.
to, I don't know, you need to go into it more like, well, it wasn't the direction, it was probably the concept. It's like, okay, explain why.
Well, even then, it's like it was the concept. It's just, but he directed that concept into a full-fledged film. You can't just criticize the concept. You got to direct the film that used that concept into a full-fledged story.
Well, yeah, it's like criticizing, it's like taking the themes out of the movie and being like, well, the themes were not executed well. It's like, okay, but you need to go into the writing
Into
and the
the why?
plot and all the components as to why the themes were not
Mm.
executed well.
yeah, that's
Like
good point.
it's like if I went, hey, Ratatouille has a really bad concept.
How dare you?
No. Well, hear me out. Hear me out on this.
Hear
like,
me out.
I'm obviously being hyperbolic when I say that, but just hear me out. It's like saying Ratatouille has a bad concept, and you know, a rat controlling a man by his hair to cook the best meals. It's like, what the fuck is that? All right, but they directed that concept into a full-fledged story that made that concept into something special. Meanwhile,
On
Joker Filet
sorry.
Adieu used that concept and directed it in a way that was just fucking awful to take in when you see the whole film.
There's a lot of stuff on paper that seems bad, but then
Yeah.
of course, through the filmmaking process and good execution of those ideas, it's like that's when you make that. Oh, I see what they were going for. It's like you want to. It's like you're hoping to make the best version of what your vision is as much as possible.
I also just think maybe this is a semantic, but I think that
Mhm.
the word concept is a little too broad because a concept is
Mhm.
just an idea,
Yeah, true.
really. I mean, it's just something you conceive of, well, conceive concept, something
Your
you conceive
imagination.
in
Yeah.
your mind. I mean, that could apply to a story, it could apply to a theme. I don't know. It's a little too broad for me.
Because like I understand he's saying ideas, but it's like he uh he does use it a lot. So it's like if you want to use that word a lot, and I don't think he's realizing he's using the word concept a lot. Like I say the word like all the time.
I'm fine with it
Yeah.
because, like I said, it's being broad isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just
Mhm.
think that if you're gonna discuss it, it's like, well, you can apply that to a lot of different parts of the movie because they were conceived, let's say, before
Mhm.
it was written down and directed and all that.
The problem with it, it is the concept.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
worst supporting actress, Ariana
Oh,
DeBose
alright,
for
that's it.
Argyle and Craven the Hunter.
Oh yeah. Like I
Okay.
kind of knew that he
Mhm.
wasn't gonna build on his point.
Alright.
Because he wants to make a point instead of building on his other points. I think so.
Sure. I mean, I jumped into this video halfway, so I'm not sure if he's made any points
Um,
about why the Razzies suck.
He made
not
some
really.
points, but not they weren't very tangible, if that's a word to
Tangible.
use.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's a good
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, I know. I just like what I mean is I know what you mean, but every time I hear the word tangible, I think of um what's that word that like that means like every game reviewer uses it. It's very when you hold a controller, it's very
It's very tactile.
tactile. Yeah, it's like that word. It's like yeah. But yeah, it's he's not grabbing any ideas. He's very like it's it's almost like an appeal to like, yeah, you guys get me, right? It's like, yeah.
Hunter, that's actually, this is, poor her, but I don't actually remember what she did in Argyle, so I can't speak to that. She won an Oscar for, was it West Side Story? And then,
Oh,
like, the next day got on a plane and went shot Argyle. She is horrible,
all right.
horrible in Craven the Hunter. Or excuse me, she went and shot Craven the Hunter.
Well,
Oh,
wouldn't
oh
that be
shit!
direction?
Craven the Hunter actually came out.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Oh, that happened last year, dude.
Oh, oh, shit.
Fucking chef didn't even know Craven
Uh,
Hunter came out.
I remember seeing a trailer like I think a year or two ago, and then I was like, all right, and then never thought about it again.
It's like when I was like, oh, the New Mutants, that's an interesting story to do. Let's see when it comes out. And then they post the same trailer again, like literally the exact same trailer again years later. It's like,
Was Craven
what the
was
hell?
Was Craven the Hunter in theaters? Or did...
Yes,
Yeah,
it
Craven Hunter
was.
was in theaters.
Yes.
It was in theaters.
Yes, it was.
Oh, all right.
I know. It's like, man, that's not the plane going over your head. That's like a paper airplane. Like, woo.
I wish I had known because I watched Bottom Web with a few of my friends. I didn't go to the theater. We've been watching when new Marvel movies come out. We watch them like the cam quality versions of them because that's what they deserve. So
Yep.
I wish I had known Craven had come out. I better watched it.
Actually, wouldn't mind seeing an M rated, oh my gosh, R-rated sort of superhero movie. That's not Deadpool and
A
Wolverine,
Marvel,
but
a Marvel rated.
yeah, yeah, Marvel rated, rated R for retarded. Yeah.
Won the
Yeah.
Oscar, shot Craven the Hunter. She's horrible in Craven the Hunter, which she was is in a movie that premiered at Fantastic.
Now you're starting to get it. It's like
Yes.
it's like, dude, calm
I
down.
mean, you know what? If you got to do it in one take, you know what?
Yeah, this is the
You can.
problem with spitting out
Is this
thoughts.
wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Before I judge him too hard, is this
Mhm.
taken out of a stream or something? Was
I
it
don't.
clipped out of a stream?
I think he just wanted
Maybe.
to make a video. Uh,
All right. Well,
so, but that's my thing. We'll look at the description and then be like, hmm. In fact, someone find out.
I'm gonna look right now.
Fantastic Fest. I was at the world premiere of House of Spoils, or was that what it was called? She's so fun. She's super charismatic as a human being. Like,
Let's not.
I know. Listen, I know what they're trying to say, but like, man, you shouldn't say as a human being. It's like, oof. It's like you probably shouldn't say that whenever you're covering a movie. It's like, yeah, they all are. It's
funny, engaging, wooden as can be in Craven the Hunter. Just fair enough to put it there.
well, I understand what you're going from, but like that's a director thing. It's like, no, do it like this, and the actors on set have to believe that the director has the best vision in mind for them. That yeah, there's a lot of faith in that.
I haven't seen Reagan. I can't actually comment on the performance, but I
But
doubt it. I doubt it. This is a the Razzies are to the left,
Well, then
and Reagan is to
fucking
the
watch
right.
it.
Reagan is to the right. Since whoa, wait a minute.
Listen,
is?
I saw Madam Web, so you look. These other movies are probably not as bad.
I totally get that sort of point of view, but to
Alright.
say like, oh yeah, they didn't like Reagan because it's politically right. It's like, whoa, wait, like, what?
Well, here's
Huh?
the thing: if you're just saying that casually to me in a conversation,
Yeah,
who cares? But if you're trying to make a video informing
yes,
people on something, then why even bother?
yeah. That's what it's like. Unless you, that's why I said earlier. It's like you need to go to reviews, and sometimes they're that blatant about it because some critics have no filter when it comes to like critics in Hollywood. Like, so it's like you need to prove it.
All this looks like to me. Emma Roberts, Madam Web. I don't remember anything bad about her performance. That was not my takeaway from that movie. Amy Schumer, just because she's Amy Schumer, I'll give it a pass. And the like
What?
the Crow.
Oh,
is
Amy,
not-
because like she's Amy
Um,
Schumer, she's automatically bad. So that's what he means.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, well that was.
All right.
I'll give it a pass. That's not what I would say.
This
Well,
this motherfucker going like easy targets, and at the same time going, Amy Schumer, pass.
no, well, that's what he means. It's like that's an easy target because it's Amy Schumer. That's his point.
I thought Madam Web was an easy target, but
It
Yeah, but
is.
yeah, but my point is, if you're gonna criticize something for going after easy targets, you should be consistent on that point instead of going like, except for Amy Schumer, she deserves it.
That's true. He kind of does. Like, I'm tired of people talking bad about the Razzies, but man, the more I look through these, the more it's like, wow, um, they kind of deserve to be on here, don't they? Like,
He's
yeah,
going on
really,
a
huh?
character arc.
It's like,
oh, did he
yeah.
say? Oh, did he say he? Oh yeah, I guess he would say he hates the Razzies.
Yes.
But did he really? He didn't really say why.
Well,
Because they're punching
like
down.
yeah, they're punching down. They're going after easy targets.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
low bearing
alright.
fruit, low hanging fruit is what he said too. So
Yeah. And
Alright.
he believes Reagan was only picked on because of political reasons. He didn't actually watch Reagan, but that's what he said. It was just like, why did you say that when you haven't even seen the movie?
or read reviews, like it's not hard. Like, in fact, you just look up things on articles, and then they'll write a review, and they'll tell all. Like, that's all you have to do.
not good. The performance wasn't the thing that I thought was the problem there. Supporting actor. I mean, I think Kevin Hart and Jack Black are overplayed, but that's what this is. Worst performance? No. They're just two actors that have maybe oversaturated, appeared too much, so we're picking on them.
No,
what this
no,
is.
Well,
no,
maybe
no.
that they're bad. Maybe they're
So
bad.
I have heard I have heard from everyone who has watched Borderlands that the reason they hate those actors being in those movies is because one, they don't fit their roles, and two, they are actually annoying. Like none of the jokes they say are funny, and so they were
Ourself.
very much bothered by them. It's not
Mhm.
because they were easy targets or that it was like it's Jack Black and Kevin Hart, so obviously I'm going to criticize them. It's like no, they have their own reasons because I've listened to those reasons. It doesn't seem like you actually listened to their reasons.
Ooh.
I'm just looking up to see what movies Jack Black has been in recently because I don't really, eh, I don't really think he's. I wouldn't say he's oversaturated.
Kevin Hart, I think so.
Kevin
Um,
Hart, yes,
mhm.
but Jack Black, I don't think so.
Um, Jack Black maybe not, but he has a perception of that because he was in the Minecraft trailer, and so it's like, oh my gosh, another role for Jack Black, of course.
Can I just say, even though I do sound upset, I am enjoying this way more than the previous background noise with fucking Patrick Willis.
Yeah, he actually has things to say, and
Yeah,
but it's like, man, if only you would give like you have energy, but your energy needs to be laser focused a little bit in some places.
Once again, John Voight. You know, John Voight,
Uh-huh.
appointed by Trump to the what if Save Hollywood whatever ambassador.
hold on,
What is
hold on.
what?
I just want to say, is it pronounced Voight or Vought? I've been pronouncing it as Vought.
Oh, Voight, John Voight.
Okay, yeah, I'm an idiot. Anyways,
No, it's
whatever
fine.
it is.
Hold on.
And then
Wait a minute.
legendary actor appointed by Trump to the what if Save Hollywood whatever ambassador whatever it is. And then
Yeah?
legendary actor John Voight nominated by the Razzies for every performance he gave in the year, including being in a movie about a Republican president. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we're not actually looking at the worst of the year.
Tell me why.
you didn't see Megalopolis. You didn't see Reagan. I doubt you've seen Shadowland or Strangers. So what do you bring to the table as far as your point goes? Because you're just going like, I'm assuming it's for political reasons
go out and find proof of it.
instead of doing your fucking research.
Yeah, it's like it's true.
Also, why does that make it not a contender for worst? Why does that not make him not a contender for worst supporting actor? Like, what if the movie was bad and he was bad in it?
What if okay, even if he was right, okay, that means someone got an award they didn't mean to. It's I don't really care.
I mean, okay, so hear me out. In theory, if the Oscars is supposed to be a celebration of the best movies, why can't we have a celebration of the worst movies?
Because it has a negative connotation. We can't do that.
He's making it sound like it's less of he's making it sound like it's less of oh what should we put John Voight in for Megalopolis, no Reagan, no Shadowland, no Strangers, okay we'll just put them all in there. He's saying it's less of that and more so all right, so we're going to include these other movies and we're just going to sneak in Reagan so that nobody knows that we're actually doing this for political reasons. That's what it sounds like he's saying. And it can't be
Allegedly
that
human.
it couldn't be that they just didn't decide on what movie to properly criticize his role in, so they criticized all of them. It couldn't be that. No.
Well, it's more like that John Voight he was bad in one, but he's also in these other ones, which other movies were bad. It's like that also could be a thing, but I'm just doing the best face interpretation possible because I don't have the facts. So it's like, but then again, I see Shia LaBeouf there, and it's like quotations. I mean,
I wouldn't
in the parentheses in drag, Megalopolis.
I wouldn't argue with this man so much if he had just done his research and actually told us his honest thoughts about the situation. But no, he's going in.
Yeah.
He's going in bad faith. He's going in bad faith. That's what he's doing.
I don't know if it's just bad faith or if it's just that he wanted to rant and he has this interpretation that he wants to. Yeah, I think.
Are you
right.
sure? Are you sure it doesn't sound like bad faith? Because a guy going in, looking at the Razzies, didn't watch any of these movies that John Voight was in. well, assumingly he didn't see Megalopolis or Reagan. I don't know about Shadowland and Strangers, but he goes in
Excuse me.
and he's just like,
Hmm.
well, I didn't see these movies, especially the one that I'm talking about the most. But I think it's all for political reasons, and I'm not even gonna bother. It's like, are you
Well,
sure that's not bad faith?
I think I don't
Hmm.
I don't think this is bad faith. I think
Nah.
this is just content. Because I actually don't
Yeah.
disagree with the like making this kind of video because I mean there are plenty of people making videos like why the Oscars suck. But like you have to go a little deeper than
Hmm.
the movies that came out last year. Like, well, if it's why the Razzies suck, I guess it okay, well, I guess 2025 Razzie nominations. Well, I suppose you can sort of go dive into that to make your point overall as to why the Razzies you think the Razzies suck. But but well, first of all, if you're going to comment on a specific movie, I would at least expect that you've seen the movie. Number one, number two, I think that if you want to say make a wider point about certain movies that are nominated by the Razzies, you can't just talk about one particular year. Like you could say like why I think the 2025 Razzie nominations suck if that's what you want to do.
Hmm.
But he hasn't even really explained why he thinks that the other than oh these are low
That's
hanging
true. You
fruit.
have a point there
Why?
because he says the
You haven't even
Razzies
seen half
themselves
these
suck.
movies that are low hanging fruit.
It's wait.
What if you like if I don't know it would I would enjoy this video a lot more if he had a wider point of like well there are certain movies that I think are damaging to the film industry and here's some of them that are nominated or maybe they're not being nominated and that's why I think that the Razzies suck
Hmm.
or you know something like that.
Oh yeah, you can totally make this video but still you'd have to get quotes, you'd have to get articles or like even and I know that you'd have to go through the history of the Razzies because this isn't why this video is called "Why the Razzies Suck."
Well, if
So
he just wants to give his opinion, that's fine. He doesn't have to pull up articles. But I'm saying he could just go from what's in the movies.
oh
That
I'm
if
sure
he's seen the movies, he could just give his opinion on like, oh well, I think
yes.
these movies should have been in the Razzies, or I don't, or you know, here's why the Razzies suck because they do have these movies but don't have these movies, and here's a brief excerpt of what happens in those movies. But he doesn't even get into anything in these movies.
Hmm. Because he hasn't seen
Not
them.
really.
He hasn't seen them all.
Not from what I've seen in the last few minutes.
No, he said he hasn't seen Megalopolis. He hasn't seen Reagan. So it's like, oh, that's two movies.
Yeah, but even if he has
Hmm.
seen a movie, he doesn't like. He's just like, oh, I saw Madam Web, and that was just a terrible movie, terrible, terrible, terrible. It's like,
Well,
okay, so you're making right now you're making a case for why it should be in the Razzies,
Yes.
but you haven't made an overall point about the why the concept of the Razzies is shit or that it
There's
shouldn't
bad.
exist. Or,
Yeah, it's like you're.
it's like, well, shouldn't we know? Shouldn't we know what things are bad? I
I
mean,
don't.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, I did like it at once when he went to Rotten Tomatoes and he said,
Wait, hold on. Wasn't Shep going to
"Oh,
continue talking?
nope,
I
nope, I was
Oh,
done.
I apologize."
okay.
Hey, listen,
Nope.
you. No, I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
But like when my favorite part of this video was so far was like he that little bit of like he went to Rotten Tomatoes and he said like the critics and the public is so far apart when it comes to their scores by 80%. Like
My
that's really that's a big divide. And so I'm like, this makes me curious about when to watch it instead of doing the thing because like you mentioned it in the Razzies, like that's the thing. It's like I said this earlier that like publicity does you even negative publicity in when it comes to movies can actually be a boon because people want to see it. Like
my biggest. Go ahead.
oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
My biggest problem with this is that if we were just on a discussion with him and he told us about his thoughts of like I think Reagan was was nominated only for this reason and then we would discuss it all that sort of thing, but he decided to make a whole video
Mhm.
explaining his issue without having even seen Reagan and only going by Rotten Tomatoes. That's my biggest problem, is that he made a video about this instead of just letting this be a thought in his own head that he can discuss with friends. You made a video about this and you
True.
didn't even do research.
It's kind of funny because when I watch this, I feel like it's just a one-sided conversation. And the thing about
Yeah.
videos is that you don't want them to feel like one-sided conversations.
Yeah, you just have to take his word for it in this video. That's all it is.
Well, no, I don't think that's the case. I think it's because it's a rant video. He just assumes that you just listen and think about it. So it's like, all right, thanks for that, I guess. But I could go listen to somebody else who it seems like he's a part of the community and is not detached from something. So it's
We are picking on targets. And I don't even remember. Okay, so supporting actor,
instead of Walmart's.
I guess that's the villain in Madam Web. That granted, I'll give you that one. Yeah, the villain in that one was terrible. I don't know, it was 80.
He's like, we shouldn't make fun of the Razzies, but these people deserve it.
Worst support. Well, hold on though. He didn't even say worst. I thought he was a bad actor. He just like, oh, he was a terrible villain. It's like that. Well, it's not worst villain. It's worst supporting actor.
Yeah, it's like, like wait.
If I was him, I would mainly bring up bigger points like, hey, worst actor. Do you worst actor and actress? Do you really think that Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga have earned those nominations? And because I have seen Joker, I can say Lady and Gaga for now.
Lady in Gaga.
Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix did a pretty great job. They played their roles well, even if they were shit roles. So if I was him, I would target those as being unfair choices, because could you really say the acting of those two were bad? No, they were just given shit roles.
Keep doing the video
could.
whenever.
Tell me why.
I'm gonna go restroom.
All right. Did you say web?
Web.
Wait, did you say web?
Yeah.
Moving on up.
Oh,
Kate
what the hell?
Blanchett in Borderlands, worst actress.
Wait, didn't Falco say he was going to the bathroom?
Yeah, he said continue the video.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Borderlands is a mess. Kate was horribly miscast according to everything I've heard about I haven't played Borderlands. Everyone tells me she's 30 years too old, 20 years too old to play the character. Miscast? You actually want me to believe Kate Blanchett gave one of the worst performances of the year? No, of course she didn't. And then Lady Gaga.
Did you see the movie? Sure. I'm. So I watched the first 15 minutes of Borderlands, and but then a couple weeks ago, I was visiting my parents and my dad. He pretty much likes any movie, or he'll watch most movies, and he was watching Borderlands, and I watched a bit of it with him, and yeah, Kate Blanchett's character, not only is she too old, the character she's supposed to be playing is maybe 30, early 30s at most. Her performance is fucking terrible. I mean, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe you could just blame the writing of the character a bit more, but I thought, I don't know, I thought everyone's performances were pretty bad.
This man is clearly just going. This man is clearly just going by. It's Kate Blanchett.
Oh.
Do you really think she earned that? Is just, well. Look at it this way. Sorry, let me finish this point real quick. Look at it this way. Uma Thurman
I'm back.
is fucking fantastic in Kill Bill, but when I watch her in Batman and Robin, her performance is terrible. It's just like, I can't just go, well, it's Uma Thurman. She's great. So she couldn't have made one of the worst roles in Batman and Robin.
So I
but-
always
That's
one of my
direction.
examples. One of my examples for bad performance or a miscast actor in a movie is Samuel L. Jackson in the Star Wars prequels.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
I actually think that it does him a disservice to write his character as a very, very
Mild.
stoic,
Yeah.
very mild mannered kind of guy.
Yeah.
Where I'm not saying you have to lock him into one specific role or he has to be a certain way. I mean, like look at Nick Fury. Nick Fury is not like this like bombastic, over the top kind of
Mhm.
character that he has played before in other movies, but I think he's very well suited for that role.
I agree because
Uh,
he has. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, I was just gonna finish it by saying like I think he's a great actor, and I think a
Mhm.
lot of people would agree, generally speaking, that he's a great actor. But that doesn't mean he's not capable of giving bad performances, and I don't think that I think any, traditionally, let's say, good actor in
Mhm.
quotations can give bad performances and can be miscast.
Absolutely. In fact, the Nick Fury thing is like, I think what makes him separate from Mace Windu is not just that. Well, Mace Windu doesn't have exactly the emotions because he was directed to be that way. But also like Nick Fury has this sort of, he has a lot of charisma and a lot of sass in a lot of situations. Like he takes things as a uh well with some professionalism with the side of humor. It's like when he gets shot, he's like, "Oh dang it, I got shot," because he's a hardened spy. Um he's not new to this, so he's not going to panic. So it's like, yeah. So it just senses to what his job really is. It's a part of his character. Not crying on a bench.
In
Yeah.
Joker, a lot of problems. Lady Gaga, not fantastic, but also not terrible. Not give like that's why the
There we
Razzies
go.
drive me crazy because it's
Ah,
it's like nonsense. It's just picking on like easy targets. It's just
Oh,
low hanging fruit. Bryce Dallas Howard in Argo.
again,
oh.
it's like how dare
Wait, who
Return of the
was Dakota?
King? How
Oh,
dare it get
Dakota
all those
Johnson.
awards?
Oh, I was sorry. I thought that's a Dakota Fanning. I was like, where was Dakota Fanning in Madam
See,
Web?
Dakota
see,
Johnson.
Yeah.
see, since you've actually seen Joker 2, you have more of a say on Lady Gaga as an actress during that movie. So I can at least either take your word for it or agree with it. But since I've seen that film, I can agree with it. But with Kate Blanchett, all you said was it's Kate Blanchett. So she couldn't be one of the worst actresses of that year, could she? It's like
This
Yes.
is feels like the most surface level. I
Take
needed I
yeah.
needed content kind of video so far.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
This is just like though the reason why we watched this because in the first 10 seconds he said you're punching down. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. In fact, I wanna go back to that real quick, but not in the video.
Punching down. I mean,
What?
if they're such shit movies, then who cares?
No, it's
They
not
they,
just
they
that they're crap movies. It's just that I'm sorry. How is the Razzies punching down to these people?
Also, it's not
Exactly.
like these. Sorry, it's not like these movies were like. I mean, I don't agree with this in concept. You should be able to criticize anything despite the
Hmm.
how many people are watching it. But like,
Hmm.
these are not small budget films.
No, they're
None of
not.
these are small like indie projects. No, they're all like big budget films. So
Yeah,
why not
it's like, and how much did they
punching
lose?
down?
A lot because they
It's like, oh
put in a
wow,
lot.
it's so obvious that they're bad. So why are you punching down? It's like, eh, again, why can't I just make the opposite argument? Like, oh wow, these movies are so good. Why are you making such a
Yeah,
big deal out of them?
I said that earlier. It's like it's low hanging
Come on.
fruit that Return of the King won all these awards. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
who cares? Why are you making such a big deal out of Return of the King? We all know it's good.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like we get it. Viggo Mortensen is great. Ugh. Like,
Argyle.
Viggo Mortensen was
Argyle,
in the
I
movie. I don't
yeah,
need to see it. He was in the movie.
Yeah.
I know it's good.
Enjoyed it more than
Come on.
most. A lot of people really didn't like it. The question is not, is Argyle bad at the moment? Did Bryce Dallas Howard give a bad performance? The worst performance? No,
In
she did
Argyle.
not.
In Argyle.
In Argyle.
In that movie.
Oh, you do?
No, I'm saying,
Oh.
like it's the same thing he said about Kate Blanchett. Like, oh, but it's Kate Blanchett. It's like, oh, well, we're not talking about it. Argyle bad. We're talking about if this actress has given a bad performance. It's like in
Yes.
that movie.
Yes.
Only in that movie.
It's consistent because
It's not a commentary on the actress as a whole or the
Yeah.
actor as a whole.
That's not punching down either. It's like, I'm sorry, but she you know what happens after these people get a Razzie? They go home and go, oh no. And they throw it somewhere, they don't see it, and they're like, anyways. Butler, like, what? It's not like they're going home to their shack because they got a Razzie. It's like, they'll be fine. Trust me. Mentally and financially, they'll be fine.
What are we doing? So moving on right to actor. I haven't
Oh
seen
my
Dear
gosh.
Santa. Once again, Jack Black is the target for the year. Oversaturated. We're picking on him.
Oh, that's another Jack Black thing. I've never heard of
Oh.
Dear Santa.
I've seen the trailer for Dear Santa. It did not look good.
Can we hold on, guys? Can we stop picking on Jack Black? Honestly, like, I'm so sick of Jack Black being picked on. I mean,
well, he has a pickaxe now. So
here's the thing, though, is like the reason they're picking on Jack Black is because Jack Black name a role where he's actually different. I can name 2 roles where he's different. Bowser and King Kong.
Seth Rogen.
Well,
oh no.
I should have said Mario and King Kong, not Bowser and King Kong. That made it sound like he played King Kong.
that's actually how I interpret
Wait
what you said. I was waiting for you to. Yeah.
I fell for it. Dang it. So,
oh my god.
Also, I like this. This is like a Master Ficus. Mocking Nazis is punching down. Is punching down really a bad thing?
But apparently somebody's seen Dear Santa, I think.
It isn't good. Okay. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'll take his word on that. You know?
Yeah, I'll take his word on it because he actually saw it.
Yeah, he's like, it isn't good. He's made a few words, but they mean a lot, you know?
Yeah, but Jack Black, he plays the role almost every single movie, and I can see that being grating on the people watching his movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It feels like oversaturation because of what he does. It's like,
and I like Jack Black. I do. I've liked a lot of his roles. Like Kung Fu Panda, one of his best fucking roles.
Yes.
But every other movie.
He made a few decent movies in the early 2000s.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but like what I know Jack Black more for is the fact that he's in Tenacious D.
Mm-hmm.
But that might just be a like a generation difference between us, Rocco. But I really
it's not
like
just generation
he's
difference.
not. He didn't really start like. I mean, he was known partially as an actor, but I don't know. I'd say he was equally or more known for his role as a musician.
As being a comedian slash musician, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went into sort of acting. He was in Biodome as Tenacious D.
I'd say King Kong was one of his best roles as like Denim, Mr. Denim. He wasn't like Denim from the 1933 movie.
He started his own jean company.
But he took the Denim role and actually in a direction that was interesting and.
Sorry.
What?
Go ahead. No,
what?
it's just that it's great. Suddenly he's a liar. I haven't seen it. It's in the sorry in VC in the not VC chat. But
Okay, okay.
yeah, sorry. It's
But yeah, like in the first scene where you see Jack Black playing Denim and King Kong, the first scene, Jack Black is really trying his best to give off character without even speaking. Because you see Denim showing the producers or executive producers or whoever they are, showing them the movie he made, and while they're all bored and not really interested, you see Jack Black like darting his eyes on every bit of that screen where he's showing the movie, and it brings a lot of character to him. So I don't think Jack Black is as bad as an actor, especially with Kung Fu Panda. But then you have all the other movies where I guess the creators of those just didn't give Jack Black anything to do other than, hey, you're Jack Black, do your thing that you usually do.
yep.
What
It's
what would
he
you
got
say
lazy.
that is?
Um. Hey,
It's
sing a funny
being
song.
be,
Okay.
singing songs, which he doesn't always do. The one I
Mhm.
would point to is being very energetic and sporadic, to the point where all of his lines seem to sound the same. Like, for example, I saw the new Minecraft trailer, and he did the Jack Black thing where he's like flint and steel, where he'll sometimes say words in that way. I was like, I'm Jack Black.
It
I
yeah. It sounds like he plays Poe, and like yeah, he found his niche of having that sort of voice.
Yeah,
It's almost like how Jeff Goldblum how he is in Jurassic Park. He's like, I found my thing. It's like, yeah.
yeah. Like with Bowser, I mean, yeah, Bowser. There were some parts where he was just being Jack Black, but there were other parts where he was gently trying to try something new of being this intimidating but funny villain.
Hmm.
And I think he did a pretty good job at that.
All right.
Although the Mario movie is very flawed. I will say that.
Oh, absolutely. But anywho, back to creator hat.
So Jack Black is on there. Who else is on here? Zachary Levi for Howard and the Purple. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh
I know
my!
he's been picked on
He's
a
the
lot.
kid.
Is he?
It's like his catchphrase. I haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie.
It's
Yeah,
okay. Okay, sure.
I,
All right.
I'm starting. I'm starting to point less to bad faith and more to what Shep was saying about just this
He's
being
just
content.
ignorant. Yeah.
Well,
Like
this
mhm.
reminds me of a certain quote. I don't know if you guys will remember this, but like
I probably do.
Dennis Quaid, people don't like him in this movie because I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jared Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Um.
Because I don't know what that is. I haven't actually seen the movie. It's another Jaredism.
I
Anyway.
well, it's sort of like the other quote I thought you were gonna say, which is the it's like um it's better to assume ignorance instead of maliciousness. Like I think that goes this guy. I just think he just wanted the rant. Like all right,
He good at playing a man-child? Yes, he is. So do I believe he was? The problem with that movie is Zachary Levi's a bad actor, or is he on this list because of who he supported in the last election and the behavior he represented over the last
oh
4
my
months?
gosh, is that
kind of since
this
Harold
is
and the
a
Purple
repeat
Man?
of all 3 points. Like it just goes into a loop.
Guys, it's crazy. This whole list is crazy.
Yeah,
Oh my
or is
god.
it? Is it?
Why did you do a Tommy Wiseau laugh there for a second?
I don't know. I'm going crazy. Okay.
Came out. But is it the actual worst performance? Joaquin Phoenix, worst performance for Joker?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Was his performance as good as the last movie? No. The one where he won an Oscar. He won an Oscar in this franchise playing this character for this director. So it's fun to pick on him.
It's fun
What?
to
But it's
what?
stupid.
Hold up! Whoa! Wait!
Fun to pick on
It's
him.
fun to
It's
pick
fun
on
to
him.
pick on this guy who's a great actor who's given a great performance in the previous movie. There's nothing about that that connects. There's
No,
there's
it doesn't.
nothing.
Because he said
I don't know how you got to that conclusion, really.
he
Well,
said
I don't
back to
know.
back. No, he
So-
said back to
so-
back that that he won an
Who did,
Oscar, but they're picking on him. It's,
I
wait.
mean, honestly, the only thing missing was who did Joaquin Phoenix vote for? That's what I want to know.
Joaquin Phoenix, he voted for the pineapple. He's like pineapple.
Tell
But
me.
I don't know.
What the hell was that joke? Pineapple.
No,
Okay.
it's like Joaquin Phoenix. That's not an actual president. You have to actually write, check one of the boxes. It's pineapple. Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but I do agree. Joaquin Phoenix did not deserve to be nominated there.
Mhm.
I feel like it was less of we need to pick on him because he was best actor last time. I feel like it's less of that and more of well, he's in this terrible movie, so we gotta put him in since we are also
Well,
including Joker Flay
I've
too.
noticed that in every single category we're basically seeing mostly the same movies being
Yes.
which I think is, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons I would cite if I was this guy. I was to like, oh, the Razzies suck because they just keep they're picking on the same movies instead of giving maybe a diverse list of movies to attack.
He did make that point earlier.
But he
But-
did. All right. Well,
Yeah, but like,
there's we got one.
but we kind of were told like, yeah, because they're really awful. So the worst movie is going to have the worst actor. Kind of like how the best movie is going to have the best actor. So it's like, huh? It kind of all goes into the same thing. It's like
So I was going to say, well, Dakota Johnson might be only second to the guy who played Ezekiel Sims, but I just remembered he was nominated for worst supporting actor. So
I'll be
you know
r-
what? That's fair enough.
I'll be right back.
Dakota Johnson is probably the worst actress or actor in that movie.
because of the comparison. Anywho, I'm probably gonna move on a little bit.
It's not the worst performance. So you're going through our worst
okay.
actors, worst actresses. How many of these actually feel like they belong here? Jerry Seinfeld.
Okay, Jerry
Depends
Seinfeld,
on the
Unfrosted,
movie.
Dennis Quaid, Reagan. All right. Joker.
He's
nah.
just-
all right.
This is just a repeat.
Yep.
Of what he said
I'll give
before.
you Jerry Seinfeld. Maybe. Like, he's not a great
Why?
thespian. He's a funny person, but he's not a great thespian. And, like, the guy.
He's a comedian, but
You know
not a
he
good
was
thespian.
he was
What?
acting in Seinfeld, right?
Yeah,
the
it's
show
like he's not
Seinfeld?
playing himself.
Well, I guess to a degree you could say he is.
he was,
but, it's
but he's
more,
not. Yeah,
It's not. It's a exaggerated version of himself.
yeah, correct. And plus, when he was playing the bee in the bee movie, he wasn't playing himself.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. he
Yeah,
did.
I never made that connection.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that or movie or
Mhm.
thought about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think about it no, I don't think about it on a regular basis. What am I talking about? It's true. He's not a lesbian.
He's a thespian. I
No,
think
but
that's what he said.
no,
Did
Master
I miss
Ficus.
anything?
Master Ficus. That's true. He's not a good
Oh.
lesbian.
Master Ficus, I would agree with you, except maybe if you just pretend it's what you wanted, maybe he is. If that's what you wanted.
It's kind of funny. I think what he's talking about is that like there was a. You know what? Nah.
Guy from Madam Web, the villain Madam Web, gotcha. Everything else is just cheap, easy jokes. Of course, Dennis Quaid is in here's Reagan. Of
Are
course.
the Razzies a joke?
Dennis Quaid and Reagan, of course. I mean, I didn't see the movie,
Wait,
but of
did he-
course.
Did
What?
he say that they need to include the villain from
Wait.
Madam Web? Because if that's
Well,
so, he would be in supporting actor.
I was gonna I actually brought that up earlier. I actually thought he would have said that Ezekiel, the guy who plays Ezekiel Sims, is worse, but then he is the worst supporting actor.
Well,
So
hold on.
I guess
yeah,
they covered him.
Hold
yeah,
on one second.
he's nominated as worst supporting actor. Yeah,
That's a good question. That I think. Do you think the Razzies are a joke?
I don't really think so. No, I disagree with him sometimes, but other than that, I'm fine with.
That would mean I couldn't really say unless I'd actually seen the Razzies. Is it televised or something?
Well,
Um,
it used to be televised. It used to be this whole thing where actors would actually go on stage and stuff like that. But I've seen their channel, their official channel. Now they just do announcements, and that's all they do. They don't really do the stage stuff anymore.
does that?
Okay. All right.
I still think it's just because you don't put on a whole song and dance doesn't mean it's necessarily less of an award. But like,
No,
but it's it's just kind of interesting. I don't think it's a joke at all. I think it's like I think if you did an award show from your home, but but you have good reasoning for what your awards can be. It's like I don't care. It's like it's still going to be more. It's still going to be treated better than an Oscar because the Oscars is I think it's a real joke. Like it's a, but you know.
Worse, because we're just picking on a movie that 98% of the people that saw the movie went, "That was a good movie." They have their political biases as to why they said that, but the fact that it's included here,
Political biases
know
because
what
you saw Reagan. All right, cool.
you're doing.
We
So
know what
then
you're
we
doing.
get to-
But 98% of people liked it, but you know that's why it's here.
Which is kind of no because it got a low critic score but a high public score, and on
on
Rotten
Rotten
Tomatoes, by the
Tomatoes.
way, he uses Rotten Tomatoes to say
All right.
98%.
Well, you haven't seen the fucking movie.
Yeah, I know. So it's like
So
it's really weird, isn't it? Like,
again, even if you were gonna reference Rotten Tomatoes, I feel like you still have to see the movie, otherwise you're just blindly believing.
oh yeah. Plus, I wouldn't use Rotten Tomatoes anyway for that kind of thing. Like, it's a general sort of thing. It is not exact at all. Like, not it's in fact it's not even close. I wouldn't even. I w- I would try not to use Rotten Tomatoes, even though I've used it once or twice in the video.
to our pick for the worst movies of the year. Borderlands, that was on my list. It belongs on this list. Madam Web, it was on my
Why?
list. It belongs here. Megapolis, didn't see it.
But they're low hanging fruit. Why do they belong to be there? I don't get it.
Yeah, I thought they were just easy targets, so they don't even need to.
I don't.
Well,
Yeah, it's kind of
well,
funny.
what
It just
about
goes back and
what
forth.
about Reagan? I mean, Reagan's a good movie. How is that low hanging fruit?
Well, because it's easy. Because it's political.
Because Republicans?
Yeah, I
Does-
guess
Does
so.
he realize that Republicans have a majority?
Also, has he seen Borderlands or not? Because he said it was on his list, but at the same time, he didn't
think
give
he
much
did.
for Kate Blanchett other than she's Kate Blanchett.
I know.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he said that in the beginning and I missed it.
Yeah,
I wasn't here, but
What is it?
Borderlands.
Oh, yeah, Borderlands. Yeah, yeah. He's like, it deserves to be on here. It's like, all right.
Have heard because I heard terrible things about it. Not going to argue on it. Joker, I disagree with that. I think it was very disappointing. I don't think it's the worst of the year. Somewhat even because I disagree
No,
with place.
it's one of
Okay.
the worst. It's one of the
Yeah,
worst.
it's like there are some people who like are not just disappointed, but also hate it to the amount of sending messages on Discord as soon as you walked out of the theater because it's so bad. Listen,
so I'm
Falco.
confused.
that does happen.
Falco.
Yeah.
Have you ever told any? Have we ever said anything on background noise about what I did after I saw Joker 2?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, this is gonna sound a little bit over dramatic, but
Unhinged, but yeah, all right.
a little unhinged. But after the movie ended, I like stood in the theater room looking at the credits, just kind of thinking in my head, why the fuck did they do that? And then I wandered around in the theater room for a little bit as the credits were going, just kind of thinking about it. And then I got out of the theater. I called someone to pick me up, and then I got on a Discord call. I ranted about it for a little bit until someone came to pick me up, and then someone picked me up. And then they were like, "All right, do you want to go anywhere before I get you home?" And I said, "Just take me to Taco Bell. I want to eat the fattest fucking meal right now." And I I got over to the Taco Bell, and then as we were in the parking lot, I was like, hold on, can I do something real quick? It was like, yeah, go ahead, just vent it out, man. And I I messaged Falco, and I gave him a whole voice message, fucking yelling and ranting about that fucking movie.
Like a lunatic. It was great.
Like an absolute. I was not happy. I was beyond not happy. and,
So-
and then I got my big fucking Taco Bell meal, and then after I ate it, I felt even worse, and I was like, maybe I should just calm down.
Taco Bell makes me feel worse. You lied to me, Baja Blast.
Oh, I never get the Baja Blast.
I'm just joking. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
You promised me cool minty breezeness.
Well, obviously, I mean Frodo, Jesus, Froggo.
Frodo.
You I mean, you probably only get the Diet Mountain Dew, right?
Well,
I get Pepsi Zero
Thank you.
Sugar, not because I believe it is healthy, but because it tastes the best out of all the Pepsis for me.
all right.
Alright.
Well, at least you're drinking water because it has zero chemicals, so it's
Well,
fine.
he's not drinking. Well, he's
Yeah.
not actually. He's drinking Pepsi Zero.
Yeah, it's
No.
less chemicals.
No, I've toned down on the soda. I mainly just drink water and juice, and sometimes soda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm like that too. Like I've actually gotten into sodas a little bit more, but I'm not addicted to them as I was. So like
You've gotten into sodas.
Yeah,
I actually weighed myself to. I used to be around 280 something. Now I'm at 230. So I'm like I'm definitely losing weight. So
nice.
yeah, it's good.
Mhm.
Sing Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, and Lady Gaga on here. There was just a lot of actual talent on display.
Is this your first time reading a Razzies? Like it's just like,
Well,
oh my
you-
gosh, there's actual actors and movies on here. It's like,
May-
Are you
maybe-
unfamiliar? You unfamiliar with the idea of good actors giving bad performances, or
yeah.
Maybe it's more so just this was the straw that broke the camel's back, or in this case, the straw that broke the creator's back.
Yeah.
Because of that stupid fucking hat.
It's a. I don't know what that means. It could mean creator and something else. He really likes that movie. Okay.
Okay.
Telling a story that was incredibly ill-conceived and a concept for a movie that was is a bad idea. But there was talent on display, so I object to Joker.
There
being
was talent
included,
on
but I-
display. How would you know that? You didn't
It
see
doesn't.
some
It
of
doesn't.
them.
It doesn't matter that the writing and story was fucking horrible.
worst picture. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the worst in that list, but I think
Mhm.
you
I-
could make an argument. You
It
could make an argument
it
why it was the
belongs
worst
on
picture.
that list. Like absolutely. Like
I mean, so does Deadpool and Wolverine, but that's a story for another day.
yay, but no, that made money. It made people happy. Therefore, it can't be on the
I
worst list.
enjoyed it.
Well, we all have our
There you
crosses to bear.
There you go. Argument destroyed.
Argument destroyed.
I liked it, so there.
So
I get it. I get why it's here. And then once again, we've got Reagan in there that, in case
I
you
haven't
missed it, we'll
seen.
pull it up one final time to
Oh,
Oh, he's gonna
close
do
this
it
out.
again. He's gonna
But
do it
stop,
again.
stop!
No, he's
What's
not
he
gonna
gonna do?
stop.
its audience score
I will
is
break your
98%.
kneecap.
He did it again.
98.
Oh, I love this thing. His
God
faces are
damn
good
it.
too. I
Look,
think
I
he's wearing.
mean,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the Rise of Skywalker, 85%, 85%
Hasn't
audience score.
changed. Hasn't changed.
Look, there it is. Come on.
I do
Good
like
movie.
how look at the critic one, and then there's all those public ones. Look at that. It's like daggone. That's a oof. That does make me interested in seeing it though. It's like
Uh, I swear to God, man, stop bringing up Rotten Tomatoes, or I will wax your beard and pull it.
Also, the side of his beard, it looks like a beak. As you can see it right there. It's right there. You need to make
Yeah.
sure that you have it combed.
8%.
Oh wait,
and
oh wait,
80%
oh wait, that's a star behind his chair. I'm sorry. I apologize. There's a
Oh, that's what you meant by beak. All right.
okay, yeah. There's a star behind his chair. So okay.
swing between critics and audiences. That's not good.
Also, is his T-shirt? I'm sorry, but like I've stopped listening. But like, is
Stop listening.
The video's
is his,
over.
it is that the T-shirt from Stranger Things season 4?
Oh, actually, I
I
think
haven't
it
seen
is.
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
No, because it's got the bat creatures and
yeah, and he has the
it
guitar. Yeah,
it might be. I don't know. Let me look up Munson.
why not? You know, let's take another detour on this road of life we call this video.
Munson.
I hope you guys are doing well
I
out
mean,
there.
I was gonna say I didn't really learn why the Razzies suck, but I mean
Hmm.
the alternative to this was why is the game industry dying?
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's going to be the
Uh,
next
it,
one, I
mean,
think. Yeah.
there you go. Because
it
I mean that's 2-0 burgers in a row.
it is
Yikes.
it is Stranger Things because Eddie Munson. Yeah.
Yep. So he's wearing his nerd
Wow.
culture on his shirt. He must be a
Look,
Chris
he's a
Stuntman fan.
creator.
Yeah.
He's a creator.
No, he's a nerd creator. He is the creator of nerds.
Oh my gosh.
There's a problem when things like that happen. And in the case of a movie about a political figure, everyone knows exactly what it is.
No,
It's good,
no,
right?
no. You
Yeah, I
haven't
mean,
made that.
apparently.
Hold on. You know what? You know, I'm gonna end this argument. I'm gonna end this argument. You want to know how? Here's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna go to Rotten Tomatoes, right? And
All right. Let's do it.
I'm gonna search up Downfall. Let's see.
You missed everything, Arwen. Not yet.
Oh, would you look at that? The Hitler movie has 90% on Rotten Tomatoes and 94 for the audience. Get fucked.
Well, Froggo, I'll do you one better, all right? Like The Godfather, look at that audience score. I don't need to see it. It's obviously good. Obviously, look at it.
It's just like, oh, it's political, so that's why the critics disagree with it. Then why does Downfall, the Hitler movie, have fucking high scores then? Get fucked.
Schindler's List. I mean, you could argue there's
Wait, that's what you're gonna
well,
prove? I thought you're going to the Reagan one and be like, let's look at the critics thing. And like,
well, I mean, that's well, you see, Falco, that's low hanging fruit. And we can't
it's
make
low
fun of
hanging
that.
fruit to look up the
No.
fucking critic score, which he
Look,
could do
I
right
mean-
now.
I could point out the fact that 5 seconds ago he looked it up to prove his point, and then proceeded to say something else to prove it. When really all he had to do was pull up the Rotten Tomatoes thing. So why is this video still going?
Well, my point is that just
Uh.
because it's a political figure that people may disagree with, is well, in case of Hitler, everyone disagrees with. Just because it's a political figure you
To
disagree
be
with
fair,
does
trying to
not
kill
does
Hitler.
not mean critics will immediately hate the movie or anything like that.
It's just really weird.
Why there's a disconnect. And
It's almost over.
Razzies are joining in on that fun, but I don't believe for a
Razzies
second
are joining in on that fun. No, sir, it's the opposite. The Razzies make the picks, therefore people have fun with it.
Oh boy.
that this is one of the worst movies or worst directed movies. Is it like just a very mid movie that throws red meat to its target audience. I'm sure that's what it is. It's a movie catering to a very specific group of people over the age of 50, which is why its score is so high, because it's to such a niche group. But the worst, no, there's literally a lot of incompetent garbage that came out this year
You didn't see
that
it.
didn't include.
That's true. You didn't see it. You don't know. So it's like, you can make that assumption, but you keep those opinions to yourself. Okay? That's what you do.
Because you wanted to pick on the political movie. So I don't like the Razzies.
You're too late. I think Civil War, that one movie that came out that one year, it's like, man, that's very political. It's like, but not many people saw that. So it's like,
Wait, which Civil War are we talking?
oh, I talk about the one where the snipers are standing on the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, the A24 one. Okay.
You remember the movie where the guy walks up to the group of people and they're all very nervous and he's like, "What kind of Fallout fan are you?"
What kind of Fallout fan are you? I get it.
Razzies, I have never really liked the Razzies. And this list is once again.
If you've never, it's kind of funny. If I said I never liked that something, I would probably get a bunch of thoughts together and then discuss those thoughts with people, and then get my head straight. Like, first before I ever put it into words on a video. Like, that's as sort of an automatic filter of something, or like a way to get to make sure that I'm heading in the right track, that my feelings aren't justified. Nah.
An example of it. It's we want to pick on these obvious, easy targets, and it doesn't matter that it's what we're saying is stupid. These are not the worst performances. This is not the worst director, but the movie that they were a part of is an easy target. So
Well, what if it's nominated but not picked? What happens then? Is it still the worst, or do people just forget about it? They probably just forget about it.
picking on it. That's not funny. That is lazy. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon.
Ugh.
Oh, that was a harsh cut.
Oh yeah, that was a very harsh cut. Anyways,
Christ,
that's
mate.
it. Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that. I'm out of here.
So,
All right.
yeah. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was. But you know what? At least I could.
If hold on, if they are left leaning, like he said earlier in this video, and they're only picking on Reagan because of that, how come he just glosses over the fact that Amy Schumer, a full known leftist, got nominated for worst supporting actress
Hmm.
and won worst supporting actress? So why would it even be the case that they're political if they're willing to put Amy Schumer on worst supporting actress winner?
Well, Amy Schumer transcends politics. Everybody
That's true.
knows.
Everyone hates her.
It's like it's like with Kate Blanchett. Like everybody knows she's a good actress.
Yeah, everybody
therefore
knows.
good.
True.
Everybody knows she's Amy Schumer's bad. Therefore bad. I mean, I don't need to see the movie. It's obvious. Low hanging fruit. Too easy.
I just don't understand that sort of thing where it's like, man, if you had so long to think of something like that, holy crap. I've always hated them, and like, here's my reasons. It's like, and if someone came up to me, it's like, yeah, sure. It felt live. Oh no.
God almighty.
I do love that sort of way. He was like very expressive. It's like he had the man, just I'm doing stuff live, and I'm like, I use the same words a lot, but I don't think I want to be in front of a camera when I do it. But anywho, that's it for tonight.
Any closing thoughts? Or...
So it's like, yeah, I think everything's been said. It's like, I think the Razzies is a great idea. Like, it's like, I thought he was gonna go for the creator stuff, like well, they're artists. You shouldn't be picking on them, but he didn't
Actually,
quite do that.
hold on. I want to bring up one more thing about the
Oh,
Razzies.
sure.
He says they're just picking easy targets.
Yeah.
They're just doing it because it's easy to pick on them. All of that sort of thing. No other reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you explain the Razzie Redeemer Award? If nobody
True.
knows what that is, Razzie Redeemer Award is an award presented at the annual Golden Raspberry Awards to a past Razzie Award nominee or winner who becomes a respected artist and comes back from critical or commercial failure. And those ones are Pamela Anderson, who won. She was in The Last Showgirl, that redeemed her. Megan Fox in Subservience, and Demi Moore from The Substance. So
Ugh.
the Razzie is
Ugh.
fully willing to go. Yeah, these people redeem themselves. So you can't really say that they're just doing this to pick on people when they literally have an award system made the, to acknowledge people's redemption.
I would love if the Oscars did that. But like, by the way, here's an award um, for like, you were really great, but this year you're really terrible. So we're gonna give you the opposite award. Like,
No, that's rude. We can't do that. That's rude. That's big mean.
that'd be hilarious. Like, like what? It's called the Coffin Award. Here, like, uh, but yeah, um,
That video was thoroughly unentertaining, and
yeah.
I did not enjoy it.
No, I didn't enjoy it either. I thought it'd be. I thought from the first like 20 seconds, like, whoa, wait a minute. It's like, but like,
I Go
mhm.
ahead.
No, 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 you go. I'm reading something.
I I feel like that was the best video we could have covered because for
Mm,
for once I wasn't just I wasn't making jokes a lot of the time or making points that don't always fit. I feel like this is one where
yay.
I fully expressed myself in terms of bringing in points that I am fully aware of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like when we're doing Lord of the Rings stuff, and I was like, I'm on point.
I
Like,
feel really good right now.
I feel positive because he sucks so much. Like,
I'm glad you got so much out of this, Ago.
mhm.
Yeah, I
I
could
kind
have
of
done
agree.
without this video. I much preferred the conversation that we were having.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because like, well, you can always learn from a bad example. So all you have to do is, hey, you know those critics that are on Rotten Tomatoes? You might want to look at their reviews because that might give you insight of why they give it low
Well,
score.
I mean, I learned that I don't really have to watch a movie to give an opinion
True.
on it.
Well,
That's what I learned.
you don't have to watch a movie to give an opinion, but your opinion is much more uh when you put it on the internet, it's going to have a lot more weight.
Informed?
Yeah, it should be more informed, a little bit more if you're going to speak to the world on the internet.
Hmm.
But anywho, I'm still that new Buffy video for Passion is going a little slower than I thought it would. It's going through it, and I have begun to voice it yet. I still need to go through the editing, but I did do my drafts of the script, and it should be good enough to go ahead, and I need to edit some things when it comes to drawing and stuff. So I'm on the husk of doing some things,
uh, I have a question.
and I have an answer.
Uh, why did this guy? Because if you look at his thumbnail, he has
Mhm.
Joker Filet Do, and then he has Borderlands,
Yeah.
and him in the middle with the fucking word yuck. So why didn't he have Reagan in the thumbnail since that's the one he spoke about the most?
That's true. Well, you see, Reagan. not Reagan. I mean, Joker 2 and Borderlands were the ones he's seen, so that's the ones he thought of first, but he didn't
Well,
change the thumbnail.
he's also seen Madam Web, and he didn't include that in. I feel like if you're gonna make a point about the Razzies, the films to include would either be Joker Folie à Deux, because you made some points about that,
Mhm.
and the one you made the most points about, stupid points, but the one you made the most points about was Reagan. So why didn't you include that in your thumbnail?
Some thumbnails are just meant as a part of clickbait, but like I don't think that was the point of this thumbnail. I just think that I think it is just the basic of he thought of these two franchises first because that's the one he saw. So it's like, all right, it's in his mind. So yeah, I think that's it. So I'll say goodbye to you all for now, and make sure next one we'll talk about the fall of gaming. Probably, I think that would be a much more interesting discussion.